He begins to act like a crazy person in an attempt to throw them off of his true identity because of his fear. Amen, family? And I'm going to take a pit stop right here. Sometimes when we are fearful and not secure in who we are, the scariest thing sometimes can be when people actually see us. Sometimes the scariest thing can be when people know who we are. Whether for good reasons or for bad reasons, when people see our character, our true character, and they see our proclivities, it can be scary. Amen, family? People often treat us a certain way based on how they perceive us. Amen? And if you don't like who you are, sometimes you will try to hide who you are because it is easier sometimes to be hated or loved for being someone that you're not than it is to be hated or loved for being yourself. Now, the difficulty comes when somebody begins to like you for what you showed them rather than who you actually are. Because now you are faced with the task of keeping up a front of somebody who you never were. And when all things come into the light like they all do, nobody likes to be lied to, amen, family? Nobody likes when you show them one thing and then do something else. And no matter how hard we try, we can't run from the lies we may tell. It may not even have a malicious intent, but what we start will come to an end, amen, family? We must learn to love who God has made us to be and not be ashamed of walking in who he created us to be and in his will and walking in his calling on our lives, amen, family? David might have been scared in the face of the king and his servants, but if he just was to take a look back, even just a short while, where God had brought him from, how he killed a giant with one stone to the head, not because of the stone, not because he was mighty, not because he was strong, but because God was inside of him, he would be able to stand in front of an army and not fear, y'all. Keep in mind, the text doesn't say that these individuals were malicious. The text doesn't say that these individuals were harmful. The text does not say that these individuals meant him any danger or harm. It just says that they knew who he was and he became fearful. He began to act like a crazy person. He began to act like he was out of his mind. He began to act like he had no home training. He began to act like he was somebody that he wasn't because he was scared of them knowing who he was.
All right.